Hello there, and good any time zone whoever is right now. I'm your host, Kiray Vacuo, and your void with a voice. Ding! I don't sing. And welcome to my newest series of Simple Yet Not. The topic of this episode is on how to become a Vtuber, or how to get into a Vtuber. Of course, a little disclaimer here. This how-to is not actually giving you advice of anything of how to become a successful, nor any way to become a famous YouTuber or streamer. This is just a video of how to become one. Like how to prep, or expectations that you have to meet, and planning and making the avatar itself for this VTube thingy. Well, you have to expect me more or less as a wingman that gives you a little push, just that little more push, and smoothen the ride along the way. So no matter if you are managed to become a VTuber and end up become famous or anything one day, that's on you. Alright, let's get on to it then. So, let's start simple. Baby step first. What is a VTube? Ha, got you. Just messing with you, you know. You know what it is when you decide to click it in. So let's get straight into it. Well, it's actually very simple. Just slap a virtual avatar of your creations and you're done. What? This is not called simple yet not for no reasons, of course. Some elaboration is needed for that. Well, let's get on to it. When I say virtual avatar, it doesn't mean only what magnificent specimen that you're looking at right now. The cricket sound. Alright, let's get back. A virtual avatar is a virtual character that represents your virtual identities. That is the most basic explanation I can give it to you. If you wanted even more detail, I do not know how to talk about it. It is already plain as a sky. So it can be the most expensive looking 3D model to the cheapest looking stickman PNG. I'm not kidding. If you really want, you can debut as a stickman PNG. Long as you have some unique features enough to let people recognize you, done. Done. Maybe I should come out as a stickman VTuber sometimes. So in conclusion of that, long as there is a digital face representing your virtual identity, you are essentially a VTuber. You just need to learn how to expand it, like an RPG class advancing or evolving into something cool. Yeah, basically just that. So you can from a PNG and from a moving like me, and then you can go to 3D if you want, things like that. Or you can just straight up jump to one of it, if you have the means to do it. And how to get one is pretty tricky, yet quite simple at the same time. You can just make one yourself, or commission one according to your need. Just like that. For example, I make everything you see here myself. And not is because of a studio have zero budget to hire anyone to begin with, and you are the only guy with the physical body to make it, so you have no choice to do everything yourself. Oh, by the way, let's just say this is my hobby to make everything on my own. Yep, definitely is. Well, both way works. It doesn't mean that if you didn't make it on your own that you aren't a VTuber. Well, since I'm personally already on that boat for make it yourself one, let's go on for that one first. So the one who want to listen to the commission one, hold off a little bit. I'll get into it soon. Well, in order to make one yourself, you must prepare a few things for it. It is a no-brainer to say that you need the drawing software. I don't really care about anyone standing on pro Adobe or hate Adobe. All you need is just a drawing software that is capable of exporting PSD file. Yes, PSD file. The file that Adobe made, sadly. Well, even you are making a PNG for the moment, this is more or less a future proof your stuff is after you finish your PNG stuff and you want to sort of like rig your character model in the futures and make it move like mine. And you have to have a PSD file and put it in Live 2D. Unless you know what you're doing. And if you know what you're doing, why are you here? Really, I'm not kidding. I want to know. You can just put it down in comment. Is it to review I'm hacked or not, or just a simple curiosity? Or you want to see that you still need to know more? Things like that. Well, let's get back to it first, and like I said before, your end goal is to make your character move. So the Live 2D software itself is a must, and if you manage to find alternative software to do it and don't want to use Live 2D, suit yourself, long as it works. Well, because my philosophy of doing anything is this one. There is no correct way to do it. There is only optimum way to do it, so go nuts guys. Of course, having the software already does not mean that you finish your preparation for it. Actually, you still need to do quite a lot of few stuff. Well, first thing first, of course, you need to learn how to draw. Or if you already know how to draw, then good for you. And later on, you have to sketch your characters and further expand it into a character sheet. Now, this is one of the important things. Unless you already have an OC in your mind that is already been in your head like for the next 30 years or 20 years, then yeah, maybe you don't need it since you already have a lot of material. I trust that you already have a lot to sketch about them. But of course, you need a slightly more detailed design afterward for, you know, more of a solid touch. So when you start drawing your model, you have to be aware and know which layer to separate and which layer to draw in separately. This is one of the reasons why you need the character sheets. And all those things that I will elaborate on part 2. Mainly is because of the short attention span people have these days. Breaking things in part is not exactly a bad thing, because doing this can make me to create a more focused and elaborate video. Alright, onward! And let's not neglect the one who want to know how to get their virtual avatar on the Commission's way, shall we? Well, to get things done in the Commission way is much more difficult than you think it will be. It's not just find a guy, contact the guy, tell him you want a character to order, the commissions, boom, you're done. No. No. The innocent mind you have here. Well, a lot more stuff you have to be prepared. Arrange and lay it down nicely to be able to convey the message that you want the artist to, or the rigger to be able to make what you truly want. That is one of the most important things you have to be thinking of. So the prepping, you still have to prep. You can't just call people and say you want it done. Okay? And to prepare for the things is pretty much what I mentioned earlier. You need the character sheet, a little bit of sketch, a little bit of descriptions. Not a little bit, you need a lot of description. The setting, your character personalities, the little things, because usually if you are doing it on your own, you know your own personality. You know how to insert your personality in there. But if you are not the one who making it, you commissioning other to making things. The personality itself is really important. So when they're creating the artwork, creating model, and rig the animation for it, the pre-create animations for it, they have to sort of like animate it or draw it with that personality in mind. Well, you won't be drawing for most of the part, but you do have to jot down quite a lot of things down to the detail, so they can do a more, better job at it. Of course, I'm not telling you to write a 100-page essay to the artist to let them know your character tragic backstory, this and that, yada yada stuff, his love life, his, like everything. That is no. Alright, trust me on this one. Even if you are some award-winning story writer, they won't have that much time to read it and keep it like 100% of the story you wrote when they are busy drawing, thinking, what the heck is this Millennium Kombucha crystal that functioning as a power source and a neat flashlight that mid-Xeon spectrum light will be on your wear on the character's model. All they need is just a characteristic in point form, so they would be aware what they will need to focus when they start drawing model. And if you can make like a rough drawing about like circle, even stickman. I know if you do commissions it's because that you don't really have that much of ability of drawing, but trust me, even stickman and circle a few points on some place, or say this is supposed to be here, this is supposed to be that would be helping a lot. And of course, if they have questions, they will ask. They are not soldiers that only accept orders. They will question you if they don't understand it. And if they somehow are interested on how this Millennium Kombucha crystals is formed and what use of it, then it's great. Yeah, the detail they add on might surprise you. And because the most important thing if you are having a commission done by others is to have a back and forth communications, which is the best thing you can have, because everything you have is actually right inside your head, not his head. So having a back and forth communication to able to convey the message to them, and it will make things better. And of course, like I said, it's a back and forth conversations. Don't just pester them every day like kids go into Disneyland and you are the driver and keep hearing, are we there yet? 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 Yeah, even you hearing me, you already feel annoyed. Practically, like, if every single day you keep asking, are you done yet? Are you done yet? They will feel precious. And when art blocks come by precious, it's really hard to unblock it unless you're some sort of professional. Either way, yeah. And another thing is to know your time zone area, especially when you commission things online, not like around your neighborhood. You already somewhat have to figure out they might be living like on the other side of the planet. So you might send DM to them. They might be sleeping or having a life. Like wedding, congratulations on them if it actually happens. This means one thing, they have life too, that's why they ask for payment. So, have patience. If you don't, try to make one yourself. Then you understand why it takes so long, like a month or two, to finish one VTuber avatar. Okay. Some here watching this might already know this and already understand like the common courtesy that what they should do, what they shouldn't do, and what they should give to the artist or hand it out to them. But the main problem for them is, I can't find an artist or rigger or artist rigger for making all the thing I want. Well, since I'm not on the commission boat yet, but I do know a few ways to manage to contact them. Well, the easiest way is if you have social medias, they also have it too. So you just need to find the VTubing industry or VTube, should say like the live 2D industry. There's a lot of people like using hashtag live 2D stuff, things like that. And usually those people who put any pictures or tweet anything about that, they are usually a rigger and artist themselves. You can contact them that way, or if you have any VTuber you personally like the most and you love their artwork and how the way they're rigged to, you can also try to find that particular VTuber debut. Not usually, it's most of the time, not most of the time, more like a guarantee way, they will credit their artist and rigger, unless they make it themselves, like me. Doing that way, normally you have to run up expected to run up issues, and that is they might be fully booked. Let's say they are famous in some way because of that VTuber, and a lot of people also use that way to find them too. So when you contact them, most likely, if you are unlucky, they might already have like 4 to 5 commissions on their line, and maybe like the entire year is fully booked. So you can't actually have anything done by the next year or something. So that is sort of like depends on you are lucky or not. Usually, I don't think you're that lucky anymore because there's this VTuber boom. A lot of people are commissioning art. So like a lot of commissioner is fully booked around this day and time. The day I'm doing this video. Some people might watch this like 10 years later. I don't know why you're watching this 10 years later. But yeah, well, of course, there are some rare few cases that there are people like me, the rare kind that doesn't have a social media. I only made my own Instagram like not long ago when I started this thing. I practically have not in touch with social media at all. I don't have Reddit, I don't have Twitter. Then if you are watching this, then I understand at least one thing: you have access to YouTube. And if you really want to use it that way, you can also use YouTube to find the artisan rigger. It's a very simple step. So it's a very simple step. You just have to go to any rigger tutorial. Yes, everyone who doing rigger tutorial video, usually they are doing commission themselves. Why? Well, it's easy. They are skilled enough to teach people. Is practically is what they will do. It's more or less their own way of marketing themselves too. So you can try to contact them if you find any like the art style and the way they rig it interests you. So yeah, that would be the 3 ways that you can do it. Of course, there might be more way to do it. If you really want to expand like this advice, you can try to do a comment right down below, and I will highlight your comment so everybody can see it. Hope it's not empty. Now, before we are going to end this, I must re-emphasize this again. I made everything here as a hobby. So I share this out is to help others who wants or dream to be a VTuber. So either your reasons is for money, or you're a dreamer, or you're a hobbyist like me. This is no way a professional video to tell you how to become a professional at this. So my only credibility here is having a VTube avatar standing right in front of you, talking right in front of you right now. So if you take my words to your heart, then thank you for it, but this won't help you go far. So once your ship starting to set sail, you will start to see like more things and your own type of problem on your own. And when that time comes, there are tons more worthy advice video out there. So don't just use mine, you lazy bum. Go find more. And of course, a much more important PSA for everyone. So let's get a little bit closer. Don't steal people's art. Especially if you stole it and pass it to a rigger to rig it. If you really want to go down in flame, don't drag people down with you. VTuber work is literally working on the internet. So how the heck you think you're going to get away with it? Like seriously. Well, that will be end of our PSA. So well folks, remember to stay tuned for the next video and stay healthy, stay safe. If you notice me streaming, so remember to drop by and say hi. Have a nice day.